those moments. And then I was also able to talk to my manager a little bit about it as well, which
Okay.
I didn't want to do because I
Right.
didn't know what kind of reception I would receive.
Yeah. I mean, you're
But
going
it
into
was
these
very
spring
supportive.
months. I mean, this is a big time for a senior, so I get it.
Right. So we're able to work around the things that come up during the week. So, if it's on a Monday, going Tuesday through Friday instead of, Monday to Thursday. So just being able to balance it a little bit, for these next 5 months, because that's it.
Yeah.
So, but it's been good. Just I think part of it when you and I were talking was,
Mhm.
not when you're isolated, sometimes you feel like no one's going to listen.
Yep.
You just that's get that in your own head, and it's not necessarily the case. So I did, I picked up the phone and just made those phone calls, and I wasn't gonna sit and be sad
Yeah.
without voice why I was sad, and then finding out on that end it wasn't even a big deal.
Well, and
If
I
that
always
makes
go ahead.
no, that's okay.
I always say now that I've been through some pretty rough patches and stuff, I was actually just talking to somebody in my office yesterday about this. Is that you know that picking up the phone thing, talking to someone else. I think that I love to talk to myself if I'm working on a project or oh, Bev, you shouldn't have done that. That silly kind of talking to myself kind of stuff. But I will tell you that when you're in a situation like that, the worst person you can listen to is yourself. Because once you get inside your head, and I was talking to him about this, I said you can start saying things like, you should have never done that, and that's why you are where you are. You shouldn't have done that.
Right,
You start thinking these psychological things like, well, it's your fault. That's why you're
right,
here. Who's going to pick you up?
yeah,
It's only up to you. And that's like, and my nephew, he's an amazing guy, and I would love to have him on the show. He has been through quite a bit. He's I'm not talking about a 5-year-old. When I say my nephew, he's an adult nephew. But he's been through quite a bit, and he posted something one day that said, when you share a problem, you cut it in half. So whether you take the
mhm,
control and the power and say, okay, whether that's with your creator, maybe that's God, maybe that's a
mhm,
friend like you did. Suddenly, Wendy, we're so busy in our lives, we haven't had those sweet conversations with an old friend or a family member
right,
where you could sit in your hotel room and just kind of kick back and get a glass of wine and talk to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. You can say things
right,
like, I'm in Charlotte, or I'm in BFE, and I need somebody to talk to, and I know we haven't talked in years.
right.
You turned that around, and I'm so happy that you had the courage to call in. I really am, because you
Well,
never know what the show can turn into and who you could really be helping.
right. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, and it's a wonderful show. So keep it up.
All right. Thanks so much. You take
Thanks,
care.
you
Bye.
too. Bye bye.
Bye. That just made my day, my life, everything, because that is one of those situations where, as human beings, there's so much going on right now, and it's so easy to be, whether it's negative or lean in the negative, or so and so's not doing this and our world is doing that. You guys, if we just stay small in our little community and can do something like, and the only thing I'm not doing right now is crying. And you guys, if anybody who knows me, to receive a message like that from Wendy is overwhelming. And you know, I'm really trying to keep it together here because I don't want to get lost in the emotion instead of the message. And my message is this: it's that. Have a phone call, have a conversation with someone, and those are the kind of things that give you purpose to your life. Hiccups, accidents on the road, like the woman I saw. I felt so bad for her, but I knew she was going to get help. She was okay. She had just spun out her car. All I did was break my toe. I know I'm not the last or first person that's going to do something stupid like that. Have a black and blue foot. I get it. It was an accident. But those things put hiccups in our day that can alter our day. I had a really crazy, weird, like off the wall day at work. People did things that and reacted in certain ways that I never expected. Never, never. But you have to, and I knew I had to train people this afternoon. And so I had to keep it together to move into and touch their lives and help them be as successful as they possibly can be. So I poured it out for them. And then the rain, it takes forever to get home. And I am not that kind of person that just like this negativity. I'm afraid of driving in the rain like that. And it kept coming at me. And I'm like, no, I got this. I'm going to get right through this. I'm going to turn my radio up louder, whatever. You have to fight against negative forces. And once you get to where you're that pillar and you're that center and you're in a vertical place, then that's when you get to be in a place where maybe you can help somebody else out. And then all of a sudden, when that happens, your problems become very minute. So the walls that we build around ourselves, Tanner's barking, but the walls that we build around ourselves and the ways that we build in and we say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, make those go away. And as soon as you reach out to people, they start to. So you plan your day, always have a plan. Always have a plan to your day. That way when hiccups come into place, you can manage the hiccups, you can manage the little broken toes, the spun out cars, but then you can have something to go back to. If you don't have a plan in your day and what you have set out, then you're confused on what you should retract to and go back to. And that's when we kind of are hard on ourselves. And we only get so many times, so many circles, around the sun. And I'm one to tell you I'm facing that 59 year, and it's just a really weird number for me. I love numbers like 7, 5, 7th Street, 57th Street. I like numbers. I love them. I love those words, but 59 is just not, I don't know. It's just not that pretty of a number. I didn't mind 58, but 59, that just sounds weird. I can learn and psych myself into liking it, but my problem is I really do feel 30. There's just something wrong there. I don't know how that happened, but I'm very blessed. And if anything should happen to me, I got taken away at feeling like I was 30, but I was 59. So, but I adore you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I am wrapping it up here. I got a dog who's barking at I don't know what, but I'll find that out. And the other side of it is I'm excited to share with you guys about my catfished experience. I will do that next time. It's kind of funny. And I can't wait to share it with you. So, tune in and listen to the Bev D Show. I don't know if I gave the date on this. It's January 23rd, 2019. My name is Bev. It's the Bev D Show, and I am so darn happy to be doing something like this. Hey, Wendy, thank you for calling in. Gina in Waco, thank you very much for being all fancy and sending me a message, okay? I love you guys. Lead with love. Always lead with love. Good things will come back to you. Bye.